Well, hello everybody, we're back once again. If you have not been following along with this series, I highly suggest that you do. We're dealing with 7 signs. So far we deal with 7 signs that this might be a man for you, 7 signs that this might be the woman for you, and now let's deal with 7 signs that this might be God. Because like I said in a previous webisode, if we're only taught on how to identify the demonic and counterfeits, this means by default we could be ill-equipped on how to identify if this is God. Number 1, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Gosh, when God calls you to a thing, it doesn't have to make logical sense. This is why he tells us without faith, it's impossible to please God. And I think a lot of times we won't move because it doesn't make sense. We don't see an exit. We don't see an ending. And since we don't know how this is going to work out, but I understand now, sometimes a huge sign that this is God is it requires for you to take radical faith. And without faith, it's impossible to please God. I believe this is why he tells us he will give you peace that surpasses your understanding. In other words, you'll be tripping over the fact that you ain't tripping. I don't know how I still have this much peace and there's all this chaos around me. A few months ago, if they would have came to me like that and talked to me like that, I would have went 0 to 100 real quick. But now I'm not even tripping and I should be tripping. Peace that surpasses your understanding. Second sign, you can't shake it. You can't shake it. You could try to dismiss it. You could try to brush it off. You could try to say, we don't have enough money. Nobody will buy it. Nobody will come. Nobody will listen. But you can't shake it. You'll dream about it. You'll think about it. You can't shake it. I remember this time in high school when I went to this party. My dad told me, I need you to be home at 11 p.m. First of all, that's entirely too early for me. Come on, man. I'm a part of who's who of American high school students. I'm on the honor roll. Why I can't come home at like 11:45? Anyway, as I'm at this party, I promise you, my dad had to have his phone in his hand dialing my number. And you know, when you're about to leave, sometimes the party's getting more hype. I'm on the step team in high school, and at 10:58, it really got hype. Hey, you know, and I'm sitting there like, gosh, why do I have to go home? And at 11 o'clock on the dot, you guessed it, my phone was ringing. My daddy was calling me. And so I did what any other 18-year-old high school student would do. I ignored the call. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I ignored the call, but here's the problem. He called again. And then at 11:02, he called again. And so my friends are like, hey. But I couldn't enjoy the party anymore. Why? Because daddy was calling me. And I don't know who that's for, but some of us are trying to enjoy some things, and you can't. It's because daddy's calling you. You can't shake it. You can't shake that book he told you to write. You can't shake that song that you're supposed to produce. You can't shake that ministry that you're supposed to start. You can't shake the way that you talk to your sister. Just something in you won't allow for you to shake it. Number 3, it increases your need of him. When God calls you to a thing, it's going to cause you to lean on him even more. If you didn't have a prayer life, now you are an intercessor. You're going to be like, God, I know I can't do this without you. I know that they won't accept this application without you. I know that I won't get hired without you. I know that people won't come without you. God, I need you. When God calls you to a thing, it also requires for you to come close because you know I cannot do this if his hand is not on it. It causes you to get closer in the bosom of God. Number 4, it requires a breakup. When God calls you to arrive, it also requires for you to depart. And a lot of times the reason we can't walk in is because we won't walk out. For you to go into, you're gonna have to say bye to that. When I was flying back home from Chicago, I had this hairspray in my backpack, and the lady was like, you can't take this hairspray with you. You're gonna have to either recheck your bag or you're gonna have to throw it away. And I'm like, ma'am, you don't understand. I don't want my hair to look like taco meat, you know? And she's like, okay, this is what you could do. If you don't want your hair to look like taco meat and you want to keep this bottle of hairspray, you can simply recheck your bag for $25. If not, you're going to have to throw this away. And I'm not the best at math, but I begin to think, $4 bottle of hairspray, $25 to keep it. I could buy like 1, 2, 3, 4. I could buy like several bottles of hairspray for $25. Here's the question. What are you paying for it to keep? And are you paying more than its value to keep it? What are you paying with your sleep due to who you're sleeping with? What are you paying with your peace because you have an insecurity issue? When God calls you to a thing, he also calls you from a thing. it requires a breakup. Number 5, opposition. Everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to support. Everybody's not going to cheer you on. Everybody's not going to applaud. In fact, when you are going the direction that God told you, please expect enemy contact. One of the signs to let you know that your birth is a problem. One of the signs to let you know that your very existence is a problem. An indicator that you woke up this morning, cause for nervousness to strike the camp of hell, is continual enemy contact. If you go in a direction and you never encounter a devil, I wonder, could it be because y'all both going the same way? But when you're doing something that God has called you to, you're going upstream. So there's going to be a little resistance. Beloved, think it not strange, the fiery trials which come to try you. The enemy's going to try you. And that doesn't mean that God's not for you. It could mean that God is with you. I would ascribe to you that this could be irrefutable evidence that you're actually going the right way. Maybe all of this is happening not because you have an open door, but could it be because you're at the right door? And the devil knows if they can get through this attack, they're going to walk into that blessing. Number 6, continuous repetition. You keep getting confirmation after confirmation. So if you're a worship leader or something at your church, people will keep asking you, girl, when you going to do an album? Bruh, when you going to drop a single? And you keep hearing it over and over and over. When you going to write that book? Dude, when you going to start your business? When are you going to lead that Bible study? When are you going to speak up about this? When are you going to tell your spouse this? You're going to keep hearing it over and over and over and over and over. Last sign that this might be God, number 7, motion activated doors. From a distance, it looked like it's not going to work. But as soon as you get close, the door opens. Could it be God is like, when you move, I move. Just like that. Present your 2 fish and 5 loaves to me and watch what I do with it. Give your not enough to the one who is more than enough. Motion activated doors. Just like when you go to a grocery store or an airport, some doors don't open until they see motion. As you go, it comes. As you try, it arrives. As you give, more comes. Maybe some doors are motion activated, and the reason you think that you keep running into closed door after closed door is because you haven't made any motion. That means grind, do something, hustle. Favor could take you places hustling can't. But can you imagine if you favored and you hustling? Ugh. So this is 7 signs I want you to consider. Maybe these are indicators that this might be God. It's Redefined TV, or redefining relationships righteously.